Hi everyone, welcome to DNA. Today our special guest is Michelle Zhao, and we are going to talk about what it's like to work at fashion magazines. I bet you immediately thought of the movie The Devil Wears Prada. So let's find out what Michelle's life is like. Is she the devil or the cute assistant? Welcome, Michelle.
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Nice to meet everyone.
Can you introduce a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I went to New York for grad school. After graduation, I worked with Il Maneggiato Zegna, the menswear company in North America, for a year and a half. And then I moved back and joined Vogue in 2015.
You've been at Vogue for like about 3 years?
Yes, almost 3 years. It's definitely a dream come true for me. Yes, yeah, that's something I'm really passionate about.
Can you tell us why you are so passionate about the fashion industry?
Actually, I have an interesting story to share. Once I had a conversation with one of my guy friends who worked in finance and banking industry. So I told him that actually I think what you do is very beneficial to the society because you're creating capital, you're making people richer, and it's definitely helping the development of human society. Compared with your job, I think what I do is a bit, superficial. And then,
well, no, you make people look pretty.
yeah, right. And then it's funny because from a guy's perspective, and he was like, no, it's not. You know what? Actually, what you do, like by showing those beautiful pieces and fancy lifestyles, we guys like us have more motivation to work and then have more reason and expectation to fight for.
Wow.
So, and then I was like, wow, I didn't expect that, but thank you. And then I found out actually by conveying the beautiful message and tell the ladies how to like dress themselves and then how to make themselves more comfortable and confident about themselves. I think it's definitely a thing that can make ladies their life and themselves better. So yeah, I think yes, maybe it actually is a profound and fulfilling job.
I think so too. When you're dressed nicely, like you usually would feel even more confident, right? And embrace the life even more. Can you tell us a little bit more? What do you do in the marketing function?
The marketing for media magazines has been through a huge revolution within the last decade. Because back in the old days, the magazine marketing could just be like the posters in the newsstands or billboards on the streets, or like the offline event exposure. Plus, the marketing follows a very specific timeline each month, usually before the new issue comes out. However, nowadays, with the help of digital platforms, you can reach or influence or even track every single readers any second, anywhere through anybody. Like it's even though sometimes you do not intend to do so. I'm more focused on digital marketing. We look at the digital platform a lot. We spend a lot of time innovating new approaches to engage users to increase our brand awareness. What I do is trying to utilize the social platform that we own and also leverage other parties' power, like luxury brands or like new designer brands. We can do some crossovers to amplify the influence of us. And then we would explore some innovative digital interactive programs, campaigns for our readers, let's say the VR or the AR. And then we also explore like the CRM opportunities just to increase like the users' loyalty. I love what I do because it's really super fast. It's in the digital world. There are a lot of fascinating, exciting things going on every day.
That sounds very cool. So what is a typical day like for you?
Honestly, my everyday life varies a lot. Some days I could spend like a lot of time, or like even half day, gathered in the meeting room, conference room with my colleagues, just trying to brainstorm new ideas, new concepts, new slogans, or like new gimmicks. Sometimes for us, sometimes for luxury brands, because we work closely with each other. And then we will design like some strategies or the mechanism of the interactions, and then the angle of the content. And there are other days I would just have 3-4 meetings with the luxury brands or with like potential partners, try to present what we have, what's our future plan. And then there are some days I would focus on finalizing the visual materials, let's say the key visuals or posters or marketing page. I can just like argue with the art team, go back and forth on what's the color, what's the font, is the background like bright enough, is it like it's intriguing enough.
I can't resist asking, were you like the devil wears Prada?
I don't think so, honestly. I think I'm a nice person for like 95% of time.
Okay, maybe we should invite your colleague who see the other 5% of your life.
Like with the workload and with like the fast pace, sometimes you need that 5%. And there are some days I will look like that innocent assistant that you talk about, because I'm out like put on my glasses and sitting in front of my laptop and reading those like charts and Excels about the data and the reports, the traffic reports, the numbers that we achieved on those campaigns. So it's very different. Sometimes you can just tell from my look of the day what my main focus for the day.
Okay. Do you usually go to the brand celebration like for sponsorship or marketing events?
Yes, like I said, we work closely with them because some of the brands that we help them to design, deliver, and some of the events that they valued my channel to do the promotion or the exposure. So that's why I got invited to the event to see like what's going on. And sometimes we still even do an event report for them. So that's why we have to be there.
Gotcha.
Yes. I mean, I'm not have to. I'm
more than happy to. Would you say that's your favorite part of the job?
I think that's more like the treatment for my job. Like when you do your thing right, when you got more like luxury brands trust you, then you get the chance to see their parties or their events. What I like most about my job is the creativity. With like the fast pace and on the digital world, we are always looking for like new things. We are always looking for different things so that we can stand out. You have to like keep thinking about what we could do differently. Like when you see a news, when you see some brands collaborate with others and did a pop-up, that's something I feel very passionate about, and especially when the result proves that your creativity works, people buy it, is satisfaction and fulfillment for myself. Yeah.
I'm sure. In China, I know there are a lot of new popular apps or social platforms popping up from time to time. Do you have to change your marketing strategies according to that? Let's say Douyin today, I know it's super popular.
Absolutely right. Actually, Douyin is what we are working on. We were trying to partner with them and then trying to figure out a win-win strategy for both of us, because we are both very influential media but focusing on different fields.
What do you find is the most challenging part in your job?
Vogue has 3 very important criteria. One is creativity, what I mentioned before, and then one is autonomy, because we are media. We wanted to keep our unbiased, objective perspective. And then the third one is quality. That's one thing I've been hearing from the day one I came to this office. Like my boss keeps saying, like, we're Vogue. What we deliver has to be like high quality. It's challenging because with the quantity the volume and also the frequency of our output, especially on the digital platform, multiple times per day, let's say on Weibo, right? Like one post every hour. You have to have a very strict standard in mind, like keep telling yourself that nothing could be neglected. So a job would require like multiple efforts from multiple departments, and you have to make sure like everything is aligned with each other's perfectly and they do their part correctly. But sometimes things just things just don't
not
go
under
the
your
way
control.
Yeah, exactly.
How long is your hour? How hard do you have to work every day?
It's quite flexible. Our hours is from 10 to 7, even though we usually leave the office later than that. But
What's the most memorable moments in your job so far?
the launch of our first EC project, e-commerce project. Vogue China is celebrating its 13th birthday this year. We've accumulated a huge number of loyal readers. They follow us, they trust us, but we never get a chance to test out if they really going to buy the things that we recommend, if they really wanted to pay that cash on our platform. So last year we explored the e-commerce field on our platform, and I was the one who is leading that project. I still remember the first time when we released that post. And I was so worried that
No one's gonna like it.
no one gonna like it. No one gonna place that order or something. But then the new order notification keep popping out on my screen. Got the audio notification from the website saying, "Oh, you got a new order. Oh, you got a new order." So it's just like keep going on for hours and hours, and then we did really good on that project.
So I bet there are a lot of people interested in working in fashion industry or for a fashion magazine or specifically for Vogue. Do you have any advice for them?
If you are interested in like have a photo shoot with celebrities or get a chance drowning in a closet full of couture clothes or just have that fancy event pictures, then I would say an internship, like an intern position will do, and that's all you could be. You can't just like the attachment of the job. What you are doing every single day could be tedious, could be boring, could be like very challenging, frustrating. So you have to make sure that you really love the job. I see a lot of young talents who has that like halo, has that fantasy, the illusion about this business, this industry, and then coming up and then try a few things and then just like left.
Gotcha. You needed the dedication and the persistence.
Right. And then get close to this industry or at least relevant industry as early as possible. It could be just an internship, it could be just like, assistant, whatever, but just trying to get in this circle because people value relevant experience a lot. It's not have to be just like a media. You could do like luxury brands, you could do like fashion house, you can do magazines or digital, platform. You can start from there and then work your way up. Trying to follow the industry news, trying to keep thinking what you could do differently, have new ideas, because on the interviews you might come across with that question.
It is very easy to lose yourself working in fashion industry.
It's a paradox to solve. So whoever wanted to work in fashion, figure that question out before you make up your mind. I would love her to hire more male to make the office environment more friendly. Okay, my answer is yes, yes, yes.